Welcome to our conference. Allow me to introduce Mr. Michael Towns. He comes from a very successful career as a senior manager for a Fortune 500 telecom company. With all his success in corporate America and our industry, he remains humble. He loves having fun, and what I like most is he is here today not only to inform us, but to help transform us into the best version of ourselves. Meet one of Siona's founding partners, Mr. Michael Towns.
Good evening. Welcome to today's Zoom. I am super excited. I'm excited every time I have an opportunity to share something that is not only going to be informational, but to share something that I believe is honestly going to be transitional. It's going to be transformational. And allow me to share just a little bit about my background. Once again, my name is Michael Towns, and I don't know, more than 30 some years ago, I was in corporate America back in Dallas, Texas. I was senior manager. I was making a great income. I thought everything was great. And then one day, my life changed. I had to literally lay a guy off. And the thing that made it so challenging is that the day I had to lay that guy off, I had to literally lay him off with no severance package. And his wife wasn't working. They were literally expecting a child, I believe it was almost any day. And the vice president, who I reported to, said, well, I mean, that's just what we have to do. We have to cut costs. And I said, wow, I knew what that guy was earning. And if I had to lay that guy off, I said, wow, if this is the way things are done, what if the same thing happened to me? I said, well, I'm not taking these chances. That was the day I decided to become an entrepreneur. And what I'm about to share with you guys is some information regarding our business, which is called Ciana. And the reason I actually joined Ciana is because of the two individuals that you see here on the screen. See, they're what I like to call an icon. Icons change, but applications don't change. In other words, I used to be in business once before with who is now our CEO at the top of the screen, Mr. Baker Patel, and our co-founder, Mr. Angel Vera. So although we're doing something different, the icons changed, but the application did not change. In other words, these two individuals have always believed in being able to become the greatest version of yourself. In other words, when you think right now, what's influencing you? What's motivating you? What's inspiring you to become the greatest version of yourself? Well, that's exactly what we're all about in Ciana. In fact, we have a dynamic leadership team, and there's actually over 50 plus years of successful, let me say again, of successful experience. And that's what I love about being able to work with our CEO, Mrs. Becky Vassell, along with Mr. Angel Vera, Mr. Angel Vera, rather. Let me tell you what our core values are. In other words, Sayana actually means ray of light. And that is so key because we literally believe everyone brings something to the table. In other words, God gave you, He gave myself, He gave every one of us a purpose. Every one of us has a gift, and our intent is to help develop those giftings and help you to become the greatest version of yourself. Now, one thing we believe in Sayana is there's no big eyes and there's no little U's. So don't get it twisted because we don't believe in that. In fact, we actually believe in approaching the whole point of life with holistic wellness, which you'll hear more about. And then we have an expansive growth right now. Sana originally launched back in Mexico about 2.5 years ago. But today, we're all throughout the United States. In fact, we're not just at the beginning, we're like what I call in the basement. In other words, you may reside in California, you may reside in Texas, you may reside in Montana. You can literally build your sign of business all over the entire country. And then we recently launched Canada, and we're going to be all throughout the entire world. But one thing we always believe in is that we are unapologetic about you having fun. In other words, this should not feel like a business. It should not be feel like a job. All we're doing is taking my unique skills and assets, business and knowledge, your unique skills, business and knowledge, and we're just collaborating and we're trying to create something in which we all can be free. Here's what our pillars of Scion are. Not only do we want you to be the best you can be physically, but we want you to be the best that you can be mentally. In other words, we want to balance that brain that's in the gut with the brain that's in the head. And in fact, we have a guru that you may have already heard of. Many people have heard of something called P90X. Well, guess what? We have Mr. Tony Horton to actually help with the physical as well as mental wellness. And then, of course, we want you to be financially equipped. In other words, there's things that you may need to do. You may be right in the middle of transitioning your life, right? You maybe your marital status has changed. Perhaps you have a grandchild or you have a son or a daughter. Maybe they are about to graduate from high school. Congratulations if that's the case, right? Or you may be saying, wow, I can't stop doing what I'm doing because I have competing priorities. Well, we want you to be equipped financially. And then, of course, we believe in relational wellness. In other words, it's amazing how so many people do well financially, but they don't get along with their spouse. Their kids don't even want to listen to them. The neighbor goes in a total back room when they hear the car pull up in the driveway. In other words, we want you to have a better relationship with people. And as we collaborate here, we have the guru of them all, Mr. John Maxwell, to help along with that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show a quick video, and the video is going to share more with you about our amazing products. We are combining the best of nature and science. And one thing I want to say is that each of these three supplements, they were formulated in an FDA laboratory. And then they were actually brought to a medicinal grade. So when you look at the three products that are on the screen, it probably would take, I don't know, 20 plus different supplements to accomplish what these products do. But I'm going to put on a quick video, and the video is going to tell you more about the products, and then I'll be right back with you, and I'm going to tell you more about it. Okay? Stand by. Thank you.
Siona's products are born from the profound study of the link between brain and gut health, which is the very foundation of our overall well-being. Siona's products also aid in liver function. They boost energy and much, much more. When faced with overwhelming issues like anxiety, depression, digestive issues, or brain fog, it's about addressing the root causes with natural solutions. We've returned to our roots, realizing that our bodies possess the innate ability to heal themselves with the right natural fuel, essentially going back to what our ancestors already knew. Today, Whether you're 5 or 95, living on a farm or in a city, Siona brings the benefits of natural medicine directly to you. With its 3 flagship synergistic products, each individually designed to equip your body with the tools it needs to balance and improve your overall health. Drive is a nootropic and prebiotic blend that provides mental acuity and clean energy. This formula stimulates the bacteria that your gut needs, promoting a healthier system from the very beginning of digestion. Say goodbye to bloating and fatigue and hello to a more energetic feel. ProBio is a probiotic powerhouse with a built-in liver and kidney cleanse, restoring internal balance with 15 billion active cultures in 6 probiotic strains. ProBio provides incredible organ and immunity supports. Vital, a nitric oxide booster, enhances the absorption of Drive and ProBio, promoting better circulation of nutrients, blood, and oxygen throughout your body. With no artificial sweeteners and enriched with B3 and B12, Vital supports cognitive function, cardiovascular health, and about every system in your body. Siona, focus on what you do best. We'll do the rest.
Man, every single time I see that video, I get super excited. Allow me to just put these AirPods in real quick. That video, I get super excited. And one of the reasons I get excited is because when I look at Drive, when I look at being able to increase my memory, my focus, get rid of all this toxicity that's out there, fighting free radicals, that's just incredible. Not to mention, it actually changes your mood. Imagine being able to get rid of anxiety. In fact, when I take Drive, I feel as though I can do things at the age of 59 I couldn't even do at 29. And then when we look at ProBio, imagine being able to cleanse your liver and kidneys. How important is that? Imagine being able to get rid of all the bad stuff, but keep the good stuff. And very powerful, it actually removes bloating. How important is that? And then Vital, well, Vital is probably my most important product. I'm someone that used to be type 2 diabetic, okay? In fact, I used to have type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, as well as the gout. And what I love about Vital increases nitric oxide. That means that we have more oxygen and we have more blood flow. We have more circulation going to every system, to every cell in the entire body. Again, I believe I could do things at 59 that I could not do when I was 29. In fact, when we look at the screen, look all the way to the left. That's the guy that our CEO, Mrs. Becky Marcel, and co-founder, Mr. Angel Vera, that is the guy who they originally met. That was the guy that had, again, type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, as well as gout. When I look at the way my body transformed, and the reason I transformed my body is because about 5 years ago, I lost my mom. And one of the things my mom always said, she said, "Well, Michael, I can see you doing well in your business. I mean, that's great. You got a great house there in Dallas and car and all that." She said, "But Michael, just like the good book always says, you're supposed to prosper, but you're supposed to also be in good health as your soul prospers." And I lost my mom. I had to literally relocate from Dallas, Texas to Birmingham, Alabama. And that was when I decided to transform my life. Initially, I was only focused on all the cosmetic things. Again, the whole reason I started my own business is because I was a senior manager in corporate America. When I had to lay that guy off, I wanted to make sure that I had the financial resources to take care of myself and my family should something like that occur. Well, we did that, but when I lost my mom, that's when I decided to transform my body. I went from the guy that you see to the far left to the guy you see right now on the screen. This happened in about 4.5 months. And simultaneously, which I didn't know, another one of our founding partners, Mr. Steve Pineda, he was doing the same thing. Now, the thing that's so amazing is that this occurred 5 years ago. 5 years ago. And because we learned how to do it, we're the same size today. And what I want to share right now, I want to share how you can take advantage of it. Now, the great thing I love about our CEO, Mrs. Becky Purcell, and Mr. Angel Vera, as founders, we've been in business before. And the one thing that we recognize is that everyone, some people say, well, I'm introverted. I don't necessarily want to start a business. I don't want to do anything like that. So they created 3 other ways that you can partner with us. And I want to tell you right now how you can do that. In fact, I want to show you how you can partner with us and you can earn income based on a decision as opposed to hours. How powerful is that? So if you look all the way to the far left of the screen, you can get involved with our business. You can partner with us by way of e-commerce. You may already have some type of storefront. Maybe you already have a barber shop. Maybe you have a beauty salon. You may have some type of clothing store. What's great is you can actually get a Ciana website from our marketing department. You can actually create your own ads and you can link that to whatever website you already have right now. And the great thing is that people can go there and they can buy the Drive, they can get the ProBio or Vital. They are doing something without you being involved. Or you can get involved as a professional affiliate. Now, we do have doctors, medical professionals, people that own spas. We have people like that in our business. Perhaps you can get involved as what we call a professional affiliate. And what's so powerful about a professional affiliate is that you would get a link as well from our marketing department, and people can actually go onto your website and they can buy products. And what's great is you can actually set the retail cost to anything you want to set it to. In fact, not anything, but you can set it as high as marketing department allows you to do it. In other words, for example, I'm what's called a brand affiliate. Someone can get a product from me, such as Drive. They can get it for as low as $60. But for you as a professional affiliate, they can actually get it for $90. Again, a person can go and shop on your website. They can buy something once and you earn income on it over and over and over again. And then you can get involved or partner with us as what's termed as a social affiliate. Now, as a social affiliate, perhaps you already have tens of thousands of followers on social media, whether it be Facebook, LinkedIn, X, or TikTok. You can actually have a website. And a person can actually go there and they can purchase any of the products in which you've already seen. And what's great, you're going to earn a 15% commission. Again, you're earning income in all three of these ways by making a decision as opposed to exchanging hours. But what I believe is the most powerful and allows you to take advantage of all four ways is by partnering with us as a brand affiliate. What I love about being a brand affiliate, you actually building a team. In fact, a famous billionaire said at the turn of the century that he would rather earn income from 1% of his own efforts as opposed to putting 100% of his effort in. Again, you're earning passive, residual, recurring income over and over and over again. Now, what's great is Sayana is creating a website. Sayana is taking care of all the logistical things. All you're doing is getting customers and you're getting maybe e-commerce people involved, maybe professional affiliates involved, social affiliates involved, or brand affiliates. And you're earning income not only on what you do, but you're earning income on everything that each one of your partners are doing. In fact, there's actually 8 different ways that you can capitalize on everything going on. However, in the interest of time, I'm going to talk about the top 4. Now, we actually show you how to do what's called Go for 4. With our starter packs, you can actually get started for as low as $320, and that's a one-time fee. You can get started for $499 or $699. In either case, you're in the business as a brand affiliate. And Go for 4 simply means that you have 4 trio pack customers and you have 4 brand affiliate partners. When you do that, you're going to earn a position called bronze. You're going to level up to that position called bronze, and you're going to earn over $800 in doing that. But then, if you help 4 additional people, just help 4 more people do the same thing. Meaning you're going to help 4 more people go for 4 or become a bronze. And doing that, you're going to end up in either our silver position or our gold position. In any event, you're going to earn over $3,000. And then if you just help 4 more people do the same, oh, then it gets really good. You're going to end up at one of our diamond positions. You're going to earn well over $13. Allow me to show you graphically how this looks. Let's say that's you. And you see the 4 trio pack affiliates. Then we're going to help you to attain 4 brand affiliate partners. When you do that, that's a 4x4. And just doing that, you're going to earn $500 just in doing that alone. And the amazing thing about this, you can earn that $500 not only this period or this 30 days, your first 30 days, you can earn it next period, next period, next period. You can continuously earn that $500 anytime you do that 4x4, and you're going to earn $800 plus in doing it. $800 plus either way it goes. And I know you got to be wondering, okay, this sounds great, but how do I do this? The system is very simple. It's simple as A, B, and C. A, we're going to help you get your customers. B, we're going to schedule a home or virtual meeting just like the one you're on right now. Notice that someone invited you to see this, but perhaps that person is not talking right now. You're going to be able to invite people from all over the country, Mexico, Canada, wherever, And all they have to do is sit back for about 30 minutes or less and listen to everything that you've heard this evening. And then C, we want you to attend the next event. All that simply means is you're going to come to an event that's bigger. You're going to get a chance to hear from our CEO and our co-founder, Mr. Ajo O'Vera, along with our CEO, Mr. Beck Marcel, and you're going to hear from some of our other founding partners. But do me a favor. Right now, just let us know what your level of interest is. I know someone's already saying, well, you know what? I'm definitely a one. Someone saying, when you talked about earning income from doing something one time and being able to do it, earn income all the time, I was ready to get started then. That's the case. Again, let the person know who invites you that your level of interest is a one. Or you may be very interested as well, but your level of interest right now might be a two, simply meaning you're ready, but you're ready with questions. And one thing I want to say is the good thing about your questions is that we have answers. Get your questions answered. Let the person know who invited you to see this, that this looks good. You're definitely ready to get started, but you have some questions. Maybe you want to understand a little bit more about the starter packs. Now, that 320 starter pack, all that simply means is that you have enough products for yourself to utilize. With that 499 starter pack, that's the one that's most commonly selected by people that partner with us. That simply means you have products to utilize, but you also have products to share. Remember, most people have never heard of Cyana. They don't know what the heck you're talking about. So you definitely want to have products to utilize and products to share. And that 699 starter pack, that simply means that you have even more products to utilize and even more products to share. Or maybe you just want to be a consumer. If that's the case, let the person know who invites you on that you're interested, but right now you'd rather just be a customer. If that's the case, let the person know who invites you on that your level of interest is you only want to start as a customer. Let the person know your level of interest again is a three. We get you signed up as a customer tonight. Other than that, make sure that you plug in to the next event. Okay. Make sure you plug into the next event and God bless you and definitely enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.